So I'm Robin Callahan, Executive Director of the Issaquah Schools Foundation. I am so thrilled to see you all here today. Please turn your attention to the screen for just a moment for a glimpse of how the foundation builds bridges for our students.
The Issaquah Schools Foundation fuels success for every student in every school. Your gifts to the foundation support our visionary approach to ensuring that our students have the support they need to succeed. In programs such as hands-on elementary science curriculum, students may never know all the helping hands that made their journey successful. Our community has ensured that kids of all abilities have the support they need to navigate their own unique paths to success with STEM investments like robotics clubs. Your donations provide students the ability to thrive academically. Programs such as fine arts allow all students the opportunity to explore and cultivate their interests. The Issaquah Schools Foundation is the bridge connecting the passion of parents, businesses, and community members into investments that make Issaquah schools among the best in the state. Along every student's journey, our community has stepped in and created a bridge, helping students scale obstacles. Donors build bridges of opportunity for our students. Together, we can build academic achievement, open up limitless possibilities, and launch the future success for every graduate.
You are building life-changing bridges for our students. A few years ago, I was traveling in Finland by myself. When I originally booked the trip, the intention was to travel with my son, who was finishing a study abroad program there. But he had a few things he needed to wrap up with his new French girlfriend. You know how they have their own ideas at that age. So I had been hanging out. Okay. So I had been hanging out, touring Helsinki by myself, discovering the Christmas market, blood sausage. I was on my way to find a famous Finnish restaurant that served reindeer. And I recognized that with that last sentence, I have both grossed you out and disqualified myself from ever serving on the board of the Cougar Mountain Zoo. But here I was lost and I was wandering, and I was in a deserted neighborhood, and it started to snow really hard. And so now not only can I not read my map, but I can't see any of the street signs that are on the buildings. Before you judge me, have you ever traveled in Helsinki? As you can tell, I was starting to feel incredibly desperate. And then all of a sudden, out of the snow, came this voice in English. Can I help you? And I almost wept with relief. Okay, I'll admit, I actually did weep a little with relief. And this woman who had lived in the US for a few years while her husband taught at Harvard, basically walked me 8 blocks to my restaurant. And I think about her, and I think about, have you ever had that happen to you, where somebody came alongside you at a time when you were feeling desperate, you most needed the help, and they offered you a bridge to the other side? So that woman comes to mind when I see our Cultural Bridges program at work. This is a program that you made possible, and you're going to hear more about. But it essentially offers a bridge to our families who are recent immigrants to our country, who don't understand the culture behind the American education system. You're basically offering them a bridge by which they can become advocates for their children and volunteers in our schools. You've made another new incredible program possible this year, Cultural Bridges and Future Map, which are creating a bridge between our students on one side and career pathways on the other side. So when a student's standing over here and saying, what's it like to be a doctor or a mechanic or a cosmetologist, somebody on the other side is saying, here I am, I've done this, I can show you what this is like. You are building bridges for our students who suffer from stress and depression and anxiety. Those of you who attended our events last year probably remember Ashton's words the same way I do, which is, the only thing worse than being lost is when no one comes looking for you. And so you are building bridges of opportunity for our students to find their way to a brighter and more well-lit place. Speaking of that, we are really proud right now to partner with Art East, Swedish and Port Blakely in the incredible intensity of just being human. And this is an effort to destigmatize mental illness in our community, particularly for our youth. We believe that by blending our voices together and helping people understand just how widespread this problem is, it will make it a safe place for parents and students to speak out. So I would encourage you to look online, look on our website, find the list of all the activities, and make sure that you attend at least one of the many opportunities that are happening in our community. Speaking of art, did you know that since 1998, there have not been any art teachers in our school? And so you, through a collaborative partnership with the PTSA Art Docent Program, are providing training and additional capacity, aligned curriculum, so that our students will have a much better opportunity to experience art district-wide. So every now and then, I run into a parent who says, I just don't know why I should donate the foundation. I don't think they do anything for my child. And that makes me so frustrated, because there is not a child any year that they're in school who is not being impacted by the dollars that you guys are donating here today. So you make this possible. It is an incredibly wide range, and I want to encourage you to look at your program for a complete list of all that you make possible. While you're in your program, I also want to encourage you to look at the blue volunteer sheet. The work that you see, this event, but all those programs that you see are only possible because of thousands of volunteers who give thousands of hours of time, and I want to encourage you to be one of those. So we aren't stopping here with this really incredible list of investments. We're hoping to do a lot of other things. We're hoping to replace and help the district fund a new elementary math adoption. Those of you who are elementary parents, a welcome thing, I'm sure, for you. We're hoping to fund an alumni opportunity, kind of an opportunity fund at all of our high schools, so that students will have access to sports fees and music instrument rentals and things that keep kids from connecting to school. We're also hoping to work with our new Gibson Eck Alternative High School to raise money for their makerspace to provide this incredible hands-on learning opportunity for those students. So ultimately, our goal is not to help all children succeed, but our goal is to help every child succeed. Every child, regardless of their unique learning opportunities. And we are going to be counting on your generous support today in this room to do just that. And the next time you see somebody wandering alone with a lost look on their face, I want to encourage you to reach out and offer your help, and one day they may stand in front of hundreds of people and honor you. Thank you. So now we've come to that point in the program where you get to hear some of the more important success stories and the impact of your gift. So to start us off, we are tickled to have with us Neeti, who is a kindergartner at Cascade Ridge, and her very caring and talented principal, Christy Otley, to tell us about the impact you make possible, not just at Cascade Grand Ridge, there's so many ridges in our community, at Grand Ridge, but the other 15 elementary schools in the district as well.